How do South Africans' eviction regulations stack up against other countries? Hi, I'm Simon Dippenaar and I'm an attorney with extensive experience in the rental housing sector. The past year has put landlords and tenants alike under more pressure than ever before. As the pandemic tightened its grip on the world's economy, many tenants found themselves unable to keep up with rent payments through no fault of their own. Fortunately, most governments responded with relief measures. The protection of tenants from eviction was the most popular measure. Since mid-March last year, many countries have suspended or banned evictions. Here, evictions have been allowed since the national state of disaster was announced at the end of March. When we reached alert level 1, evictions were once again permitted, but this was rescinded when we returned to alert level 3. A landlord may still apply for an eviction order, but it may be suspended until the state of disaster is lifted. An eviction may still be effected in extraordinary circumstances, for example, if a tenant is causing harm to others. Other countries with eviction bans include Argentina, Australia, Canada, Colombia, Cyprus, El Salvador, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Luxembourg, Mexico, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Portugal, Spain, the UAE, the UK, and the USA. I'm sure there are more. In France, it is always illegal to evict people from their homes between November 1st and March 31st for any reason, to avoid literally putting people out in the cold. This winter, reprieve was extended to July, and in Paris, further extended until October 31st in the social housing sector. The amnesty is in full force now, as it is winter in the Northern Hemisphere. Now, on the 1st of April, Australia announced a 6-month national moratorium on evictions. When that expired, several states extended emergency relief until the end of March this year. Over in the UK, in England and Wales, evictions were banned until the 9th of January, but England is back in lockdown, so housing charities say it makes a mockery of the stay-at-home message to lift the ban now. However, the minimum notice period in England and Wales for evicting a tenant is 6 months, due to remain in place until March 31st. In Northern Ireland, landlords must give at least 12 weeks notice to quit before applying for an eviction order. And in Scotland, the temporary ban on eviction orders has been extended until the end of March, except for cases of antisocial behaviour and domestic violence. A 6-month notice period is also in effect. In the United States, an eviction moratorium was in place through late July that applied to federally funded rental units, broadened in September to the majority of tenants across the country. President Joe Biden has proposed an extension to this until September 30th, and various states and cities have introduced their own measures. Now, what the law says and what happens on the ground are often two different matters. In Durban, South Africa, several families were evicted from a high-rise building, despite a plan to repay arrears and a meeting between landlord and ward councillor in defiance of the ban of evictions. Our official response to the pandemic in terms of rental housing is on a par with our global counterparts. However, no ban can prevent landlords from taking matters into their own hands. The law can only be enforced if breaches are notified to the relevant authorities. I call on all landlords to abide by the regulations and exercise commercial Ubuntu in dealing with tenants struggling with rental payments. If you have questions about the alert level 3 rules or your individual situation, give me a call on 086 099 5146. I'll explain your rights and responsibilities and help you act with commercial Ubuntu.